What's up? Jeff here, live on Instagram, live on Facebook, live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. We are covering all the bases here because we got some important stuff to talk about. Now, I realize right out of the gate, I'm not on some fancy set. I'm sitting in a hotel room in Denver, Colorado. I'm at my company, ENTRE. We're having an event downstairs. Got about 160 people in a conference room downstairs, doing some great work. And I'm up here working. I basically have 3 days to finish a big project and get all the copy locked on my book. Got a book coming out August 2nd, Escaping the Broken System, How to Break Free from the Rat Race and Create Your Dream Life in the Modern Economy. You want to know a secret? I'll tell you a secret. I'll let you know a little secret. It's going to be a national bestseller because we're really good marketers. So I'm calling that shot. National best-selling book coming out this fall. It's going to be in a couple thousand bookstores around the country. But I got to get it done this weekend. I've already written it. I've already submitted it. They came back with the design manuscript, but I got this basically about 60 hours till end of day Sunday to lock the copy and then hands off. I can never change another word of it. So that's a little nerve wracking. You ever written a social media post and you're like, ooh, I don't know if I dare post this. What if there's a typo or something? Imagine having a manuscript get printed tens of thousands of copies and go into bookstores all around the country, and you got to live with it for the rest of your life. I'm going to be long dead, and my great grandkids are going to be able to read this book. And if there's a typo, never mind, I didn't say something exactly the way I wanted to say it. I got to live with it for the rest of my life. So that's where I'm at with that. Anyway, so big weekend. That's why I'm not down in the event. But I just had to go live. There was something on my heart, just chewing at me based on a conversation I had earlier today. What's up, Christian? Good to see you, man. It's been a little while. Susan, Sharon, Chinonso, got all kinds of people coming on Instagram. Yo, say hi if you're popping on Instagram. Good to see everybody. A couple of people joined up for the class. Am I a perfectionist? Life's too short for that, man. Too much to be done. Perfectionists never get anything done. I got too much to do. Hey, Lucas. What's up, buddy? So look, I was talking. There's a gentleman on our team here at ENTRE. One of the best things about ENTRE, if you don't have the backstory there, then I don't know, look it up. We're the fastest growing education platform in the world right now. So we've got all this buzz and people coming in, and we attract great people, and we have hundreds of thousands of students, and it's this big, amazing thing. I pinch myself every day. I can't believe this is my life. But hey, Sharian, Paul, what's up, guys? I'm so glad everybody's here. Tracy. But one of the guys that works on the team is a guy named John Benson. Now, if you don't know John Benson, you should look up John Benson. This guy invented the video sales letter. That's like me saying oh yeah, we put a little basketball team together and we were able to get, I don't know who's a great old basketball. We were able to get Magic Johnson to come be a part of the bench squad and coach us and just contribute. Or we were able to get Larry Bird on the team. Just somebody that's just so OG, so, has forgotten more about the subject than most of us could ever learn in 10 lifetimes. And John is our director of copywriting and persuasion here at ENTRE. And what's up, Jeff? What's up, Mia? What's up, Steven? Corey, Tamara, Eva, appreciate everybody. So much support. I get so much support. It's unbelievable the amount of support I get considering what it is I'm trying to do and how many people do not want me to pull off what I'm trying to do. It's actually amazing the number of people that do want to see me pull this off. But anyway, so I was talking to John earlier, and we were really, really trying to crack this code of how do I get this message out there? And I'll just lay it out for you. So what we've created here is, and I'll see if I can pull it up on my phone while we're talking, but basically what we've created here is something called a success path. A success path. And the concept of a success path, let me see if I can pull this up right here. You can see a little roadmap that we've put together that kind of models out how our path works. But you basically, it starts with something that we're calling the Success Path Masterclass. And then you go through a whole process to kind of identify your particular DNA type, your what we call your ENTRE DNA, figure out really like, what were you born to do? What are your skills and experiences lend themselves towards? And then once we define that, we plug you into the correct, what we call income vehicle, because if you want to go change your life, you're probably going to either have to change the way that you're getting money or the amount of money that you're getting, or both. And that's what we call is finding a new income vehicle. Miss Valeriejo, I think I love you too. Thank you. I know that I love that you love me, because I know you don't love me like personally because we don't know each other, but I think you love what I'm doing and you support what I'm doing. And I love that. And I really appreciate it. Winston, good to see you. Susan, it's never too late. Pop back in. So anyway, we've got this success path concept, right? And it's built around these income vehicles. And so what we're trying to explain to the market is that the reason you're frustrated, the reason the vast majority of people in this world are frustrated, is because they only were given a very small set of income vehicles, and broader than that, a small set of like possibilities for their life. And they were told, go to school, do one of these things, and you'll land in one of these places, and that'll be your life, and you'll be happy, and you'll be fine. But really, most people aren't happy. Most people aren't fine. We have, the average person changes jobs every 20 months. Less than 10% of people are ever going to be able to retire in this country. That's in the developed country, much less the rest of the world. We've got less than, single digit levels of happiness. Thank you, Miko. Miko Bacomo. Thank you, man. Up in Canada. That's right. I appreciate you saying that. Less than 10% real happiness in this world. Guys, the world is a freaking joke, dude. The world is a freaking joke. And it's because they're selling hundreds of millions of people, kids and former kids, i.e. us, i.e. adults, on this basic set of options, almost none of which lead us to happiness, none of which lead us to fulfillment. And frankly, that's why I have a business. That's why in less than 3 years, I've had 200,000 students saying, hey, school failed me, the job failed me, the retirement system's failing me, the banks are failing me, even the GI Bill failed me, even like whatever path I got on that they told me to do, I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled, and I don't see light at the end of the tunnel that is my life, and I don't want to have to wait till I get to the end to realize I made the wrong bet and it was too late. That's why I have a business. And so that's what I'm trying to change. But here's what we're up against. This is the nefarious shit that we're up against. They're trying to make it impossible to get them. Damn, that really hurt. They're trying to make it impossible to get the message out. Because, and this is what I was talking to John about, is like, how do we get the message out? Because there's always been a tool in the arsenal of the little guy, the guy that wants to disrupt, the guy that wants to break the shit that deserves to be broken, because until we break it, it's going to keep breaking us. And that tool is called direct response marketing. That tool is how the average person gets their message out to the world. And if you look at the world of marketing and advertising, there's basically only a few things happening. There's only a few things happening. You've got big brands that are just blitzkrieging you and tsunamiing you with impressions until they own your subconscious. They have literally painted their logo on your subconscious. And so they're top of mind when you think of their category, because they've just beaten you with brute force. Then you have the VC-backed companies, right? And they're all out there with all this feel-good marketing and freemium content and giveaways and free challenges and all this stuff, who is because they have so much money, they can promote without having to make any money. They don't even have to sell any damn thing. They're like, look, we're going to throw $20 million validating our concept with our minimum viable product offering until enough people are buzzing about us and we have enough bloggers on the payroll to talk about us, to create virality and rank in the search engines, that we'll seem legitimate, we'll seem credible, and then we'll do some enterprise deal based on customer acquisition, even though we never turn to profit, and we'll sell out to Salesforce, or we'll sell out to HubSpot, or we'll sell out to, the next private equity company or something. And no, the entrepreneur at the middle of it never really made any money. They never really did anything. What they're looking at is, okay, this is a stepping stone to the next thing, because if I can pull off this thing and make the rich people even richer, make the VC money guys even more money, then I'll be in that club, and the next deal that comes around, I'll get to participate with the few million that I made from this deal. That's not real entrepreneurship either. And those are the two sides now that are jockeying in the market. And you look at Google, and you look at Facebook, and you look at the platforms, and you say, well, obviously they're going to support this because they make so much money from all the brand advertising, and they come from the other world where they were the little startup, venture-backed, whatever. Only that was 20 years ago, than when there was only one for every 100 that there is now. And so, of course, they're going to try to build a platform. The people that control the media channels now are going to try to build platforms that create tons of money from the big brands that have been around for 100 years, and that also obviously support the type of content that feeds the free giveaway and the freemium, VC-backed models, because they don't have to be in profit. They don't have to be able to profitably acquire a customer, and the platforms are going to reward that. And what are they going to squeeze out in the meantime? They're going to squeeze out direct response marketing. They're going to squeeze out the little guy. They're going to squeeze out the entrepreneur who used to be able to go to market and have a conversation that says, hey, you. Hey, you. You. Remember in school, we learned about first person, second person, third person, I, you, he, she, it. You, second person. You used to be able to go out into the world and say, hey, you, are you struggling with weight loss? Hey, you, are you concerned you're not going to be able to retire? Hey, you, are you feeling a little down? Hey, you, do you love extra spicy chicken wings? Hey, you used to be able to say that. You're not allowed to say that anymore. I have had to train myself, and we have had to train our copywriters to basically not even use the word you in our ads. You're not even allowed to speak directly to a person, much less talk about what they're going through, much less talk about their pain. And especially, don't you fucking dare call out the system. Take it from the guy that does it. Don't you dare talk about how education is broken. Don't you dare talk about how banking is broken. Don't you dare talk about how employment is broken. Don't you dare talk about how society hurts people. Don't you dare talk about the psychological impact that consumer culture has on people. Don't you dare talk about the way that people are suffering, because they will literally suppress your content. You're not allowed to speak directly to people in the second person, and you're not allowed to talk about the real issues that impact people. And that's how they make it impossible for the little guy to actually get their message out. So they think. So they think. So you think Instagram. And so you think Facebook and YouTube. But here's the deal. You won't ban me. You won't ban me because I'm not actually saying anything wrong. You'll just attack it in two ways. A, you'll suppress my content. You won't let as many people see it. And B, you'll train people to not even be able to listen because their attention spans are too short. That's how you think you're going to get me. That's how you think you're going to get rid of me. That's how you think you're going to save your cronies. And you're going to save your government, and you're going to save your education system, and you're going to save your big employment, and you're going to save your propped up retirement charlatans that sell bogus banking products to people for decades that never pay off because they're in collusion with the government that's devaluing the currency to where even if they had the money they plan to have, by the time they retired, they wouldn't be able to retire with it anyways because the money's not going to be worth enough. We see it. We get it. But you think we're the little guy and there's nothing we can do about it. But let me tell you where you're mistaken. Let me tell you where you're mistaken. you're not going to be able to chip away everybody's attention spans. Because people care, people still feel. Until you can take away their hearts, and you can take away their limbic brains, and you can take away their biological origins and their amygdalas and their fear centers and their sense of right and wrong and balance and proportion in the universe, you're not going to be able to make them so dumb that they can't follow my thread. So you're going to fail there, no matter how much TikTok style content you try to throw at us. And also, you're not going to stop me. You underestimate me. You think that because other people will quit and other people will give up and other people won't go the distance, that I won't either. And in fact, you misunderstand the very heart of entrepreneurialism, which is that people that believe in the change and the impact that they can have in this world, they will not stop until you send men in black to their house to shoot them or inject them with polonium or burn it down. And even then, I probably wouldn't stop. You literally will have to kill me. You literally will have to kill me, because that's how much I am on fire to destroy the system. And people want the message. That's why I have a book deal. You hide behind your Silicon Valley headquarters, and I'm the lunatic ex-piano player with a book deal getting the message out, because people know that the system's broken and they want a solution. And you can't dumb us down to not be able to follow the thread, and you can't suppress us. You know why? Because you'll still take my money. If you weren't so greedy, you'd be better at your bullshit strategy. But you're too greedy, and I can still buy my way onto your platform. You will take my ad dollars. That's your weakness. You will take my ad dollars. And I'm good enough at this shit, and I teach other people to be good enough at this shit, to build business models that are profitable and that are solvent and that are sustainable and that don't need venture capital, and that we can profitably and affordably advertise, and we will buy our way back into your platform, even if your algorithm tries to squeeze us out because you're too stupid and greedy to keep us down. That's how we beat you, because we're better marketers. We're better entrepreneurs. And we're going to teach other people how to be better marketers and other people how to be better entrepreneurs. And they're going to fuck you up too. And eventually your stranglehold is going to break. And eventually the system is going to break. And eventually the average person is going to have their life and their soul back. And they're going to be born into a world where we have other options than join the military, rack up student debt, get a job, save money, prop up the banks, die broke. That system's days are numbered. And I wish, you know what? Actually, fine. Hold out. Resist. You do you. But I'm going to do me. And there's a lot more of us than there are of you. Do you get that? There's a lot more of us than there are of you. And there's a reckoning, because you're too greedy. You're too greedy to not take our money. You're too greedy to not let the businesses that we build buy our access back onto your platforms. That's what you're missing. Entrepreneurship is our Trojan horse to get back inside your gates, because we will build profitable businesses. And as we build profitable businesses, we will build loyal, sane, clear-thinking tribes, i.e. customer bases, i.e. raving fans of our business, and collectively we get inside your walls. This is what's happening. You're not going to stop it. And I get, and to be honest, you're making my job better, because by making it harder, by reducing people's ability to get their message out in a way that speaks directly to people, because you won't even tolerate those elements of the spoken language and the written language and even the visual language, because you have scanners that read the words on the screen. You won't even allow language that speaks directly to a person. But it does. And so you're making it harder for everyone else. That's why they're coming to me. That's why they're coming to ENTRE, because we've cracked what you think we aren't smart enough to crack, which is that people with passion, people with heart, people with stamina, people that would literally rather die than swallow your bullshit another day, will not be stopped, and we will not back down. And eventually we will wear you out. And eventually, if you don't allow us to wear you out, which you will because you're greedy and you want our money and you'll always take it, we'll find somewhere else to congregate. And then you'll have nothing because you exist by popular mandate. You platforms exist by popular mandate. And you've got us lulled with the TikToks, and you've got us lulled with the reels, and you've got us lulled with the short form content right now. But one day the idiocracy will wake up and realize we're getting too dumb for our own good, and we need to start reading full-length books again. And we need to start holding complex ideas in our forebrains and taking long-form action on them long enough to actually see things through and get results. In short, we need to stop being little programmed automatons based on the agendas of big tech, big platforms, big suppression, big education, big employment, and big retirement. And we're getting that message. It's actually happening right now. Look at what's happening in the world right now. It is happening right now. And we are galvanized, and we are activated, and we are gathering. And we are learning how to build businesses that allow us to pay for the amplification and the microphones and the megaphones to get our voice out and get our voices heard. Because we will use your greed against you to buy our way back onto the platform. This is why you have to learn how to start a business, though. It's the only way to get your voice out there, because they won't let you talk for free anymore. They won't look, I would do Entre for free if I could. If we have 150 or 60 or however many people, I don't know, there's almost 200 people in our Slack channel that it takes to run this thing. If we were all independently wealthy and we all lived in a world where you didn't have to buy groceries, I bet I could get most of them to do it for free. We're not in that world yet. So we got to charge for what we do. We got to charge for our training. We got to pay for our tech. We got to pay like a lot of stuff, right? But that's not what it's about eventually. But because the power of entrepreneurship, here's the difference between us and you. You want to know the difference between us and you? Mr. Platform, Mr. Big Agenda. The difference is we think win-win. You just think win. You just want to win. We don't want to win at somebody else's expense. We're not zero-sum imbeciles like you are. We know that both sides can win. We've read our Stephen Covey. I don't know how you missed the memo, but you can think win-win. And when you build businesses where the business wins and the customer wins, then the conversation can happen in a way that's profitable that you greedy assholes will still let us have because you want to take our money. But everybody listening, you got to learn to build a business, or you have no voice in this world. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say it a couple times. You got to learn to build a business, or effectively you have no voice in this world. You got to learn to build a business, or effectively you have no voice in this world, because you cannot pay to be heard unless you have a profitable business. And you cannot have a profitable business unless you learn how to build it. This is why I am the seditious bastard that's trying to change the world by teaching people how to build profitable businesses. This is why entrepreneurship is going to save the world. And this is why I'm going to save entrepreneurship. That's it. That's my life. That's my formula. That's my system. That's my treason. That's my high treason in this world. And if they're not going to allow us to do it through direct response marketing, that's fine. Because we're smart enough to speak in code. We're smart enough to symbolically and energetically and resonantly connect with the right people, because we're humans. We have a Turing test. You have an algorithm. You have AI. We have a Turing test that says, I know truth. I know humanity. I know real when I hear it, when I see it. And your AI is never going to be able to suppress that. Anyway, I had all these notes of what I was going to say, but I think I said what I needed to say. We'll circle back another time and finish this conversation. Thanks, everybody. It's been a lot of fun.